contact the, his name. What? The president. Use your help.
All right. Sure. Let me find out. Do you find your list?
Spoke about with him last spring. Oh, he was oh yeah, we're going to get together and meet in 2 weeks.
We get a lot of problems. Like some FTCs. They do it. Tell us. What we do is put it in writing. So that's the only way. Verbal is, there's a bit of that mean that.
All right, we're 3 minutes late. I'm going to call the meeting to order.
Yeah, all right. Sure.
Am I on? If I may have your attention, we will come to order. There are no public comments, so we'll move right into board action items at this January 17th, 2018 meeting. And I thank you all. I know we've changed the date around. I hope it didn't inconvenience too many of you. We appreciate your working with us. I would ask approval of the minutes of the meeting of December 14th, 2017. Any changes or corrections? Motion by Mr. Heed, seconded by Dr. Patrick. All those in favor, aye. Any opposed? I don't believe there are any committee reports tonight. We do have a presentation. Dr. Giovannini and Dr. LeBlanc, support services for the military veteran students. Is this not working?
Good evening, Mrs. Appleman, Dr. Giovannini, board members. It's a pleasure and a privilege to give you an update on the support services that we have for our military veteran students. So just to remind you that in everything that we do, we link them to the 3 goals, and this particular piece is also related to 2 of our principles. The Integrated Student Success Model, which deals with retention, and Dr. Jordan will be the champion for that principle, and the Student Experience principle, which deals with recruitment, and Dr. Gobin will be the champion for that. So we do take our veteran students very seriously, and evidently others take notice as well. So TCC has been named the top school by the 2018 Military Advanced Education and Transition Guide to Colleges and Universities, and it's ranked 2nd among the nation's public 2-year institutions by Military Times.
Who's number 1?
Pardon me?
Who's number 1?
I can't tell you. I didn't think it was as important.
Agree.
I thought Tarrant County College was the only one that counted, so that's where I put my focus. So we do have quality support services for our veteran students, and I have a few examples that exist throughout the district on every campus. We have the Educational Benefits Certification. This is assistance for benefits such as the GI Bill, Hazelwood exemption, short-term training programs to get students into the workforce program, and so forth. We also have tuition for Texans and non-Texans. Students who designate Texas as their home of record upon entering the service are eligible to pay in-state tuition regardless of their previous military posting. We have credit for active duty military services. So upon receipt of the military transcripts, eligible veteran students may be awarded credit for physical education and, in some cases, general electives. And then we have the Military Spouse Career Advancement Account, which provides up to $4,000 in tuition assistance to eligible military spouses and dependents. My CAA tuition assistant covers both credit and non-credit courses with certifications. So we have, in terms of our support services that are special just for veterans, we have designated vet success counselors. This is through a partnership that we have with the VA. And so the Veterans Administration pays the salary for 2 counselors. They rotate from campus to campus. And these counselors help the veterans with their education benefits. They help them explore career pathways, elect health care benefits that they're eligible for, and other similar benefits that they can take advantage of, even locating community resources that are outside of the college. We also have, We also have our own veteran student counselors. These are licensed professional counselors that work directly with the veterans. And you see the list there: Valerie Grohl, Christopher Hunt, Anna Hinman, Christina McDonald, and Kevin Curry. Now, TCC Connect does have veterans, and because they're at the Trinity River campus, those veterans often use the Trinity River counselors, but they're eligible to go to any of the campuses. Examples of campus-based activities and programs: we have the Green Zone training. The veterans counselors at each campus provides Green Zone sensitivity training to faculty and staff to enhance awareness of issues faced by veterans and military-connected students on campus. We have the mental health first aid. Counselors have trained 237 faculty and staff in an 8-hour mental health first aid certification course. They've been providing this since November of 2013. We also have the Toro Tailgate. It's important that they feel welcome, and usually the beginning of classes will have special goodies just for the veterans, but truth be known, we share with everybody. We also have Operation Gratitude, and so the students collect items that they then send to the troops overseas. Compensation claims assistance and information. This again is to help the students with their benefit claims. Celebrating our forces, and Vet Ventures. Vet Ventures are volunteer opportunities for the veterans to work with Habitat for Humanity or disaster relief with Red Cross. We recognize that a lot of our veterans have quite a bit of training while they're in the military. They get out and they're anxious to get certification, to move on and get a job. So we have a few accelerated programs for our veterans. We have the College Credit for Heroes, which is an Associate of Applied Science degree in Logistics and Supply Chain Management. We also have the Associate of Applied Science degree in Criminal Justice. And we have the Associate of Applied Science degree in Fire Protection. And then finally, we have grant-funded water, wastewater training for the military veterans. So we try to accommodate them by helping them get a certificate as quickly as possible and move on to getting a job. And you saw a presentation about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, related to this. We want the students to be engaged. We recognize that the longer they're on campus, the more likely it is they will be successful. So we have a number of student clubs and organizations. We have the Student Veterans of America, which is a national association for veteran students. We also have the Salute, or Academic Honors Organization, intended for veterans who achieve a 3.0 or higher. And then we have the Student Veteran Association, which is a campus-based veteran student activities club, and they are very, very active. So in terms of our student population, you see there the number of students from 2012 to 2017 on all campuses that receive benefits and or are self-declared as veterans. These numbers do not include the students who are veteran dependents and also get benefits. So for fall 2017, for example, there were 2,486 additional students who were veteran dependents that are not listed on that chart. And that's just kind of an information piece. In terms of success, these are samples or percentages of the students that are successful in their coursework, making A, B, or C, very similar to our regular student population. And in terms of graduates, this is just an information piece, basically. You see that we do have a significant number of veteran students graduating with an associate degree or a certificate. So they do take notice of the good work that we have, and I just have a few examples of many that were shared with me of veterans that started at Tarrant County College and are continuing their education at other institutions upon completing their associate degree here. So we have Tresteso Ortiz Ramirez, who graduated from Tarrant County College with a 4.0 GPA and is now a pre-law student at Texas Wesleyan University. And he makes lovely comments about the South Campus. We have Abdel Casiano, also graduated from TCC. You see he has a 3.9 GPA, is now a student at TCU. And then Brett Rogers is another example with a 3.576 GPA, also a student at TCU. And he talks about his very positive experience at Tarrant County College. We have veterans that want to give back to the community, and so through our student support services, we are able to give them those opportunities. And so we have these are just a few examples. We have Operation Cold Front. They collected, as example, 642 coats, jackets, etc., and they donated them to the homeless shelters. Operation We Care, they prepared care packages, and again, they donate these to the homeless shelters, and then they also help Fort Worth stay clean. So they participate in Operation Clean Streets. Again, as a friendly reminder, everything that we do is linked to the 3 goals and the 2 principles. Any questions?
A couple of years ago at our foundation banquet, we had another student that was a veteran in a homeless shelter, and he came somehow came to TCC and graduated and was going on to UTA in engineering. So I guess my question there is, you talk about homeless shelters. I know there's a lot of vets in the homeless shelters.
Yes.
Do we have an outreach at the homeless shelters? He said something about a sign or something or other. Do we actually proactively look?
I know that South Campus, for example, works very closely with the homeless shelters, and they accommodate individuals that are interested in attending Tarrant County College. And of course, they have public transportation, and that's always very helpful. So, and Peter has this amazing support staff that help all of those students very well. We also, just for your information, have staff that go to Carswell and they meet with individuals that are going through the process of retirement. And they mention all of the good work that takes place at Tarrant County College and the opportunities that they have. And they're given information about the various campuses and what they have to offer.
Okay.
I do know that Presbyterian Night Shelter does have a really successful program in regard to the transfer of homeless people to school and so forth, and I sat next to that young man. I have another question.
Yes, sir.
A couple of years ago, at the encouragement of Joy Gates Black, you had the Southeast campus, I believe, maybe it was the South campus, hosted, I think it was Southeast, hosted a joint meeting of virtually all the organizations that engage veterans, and it was maybe the first time ever that all of the organizations, and there are many of them, came together to kind of talk and communicate. Is there any follow-up on that, or have we kept up with that, or
So,
did it work?
yeah, so you and I attended that, and that was on South Campus,
Oh, South Campus.
Energy Building.
Yeah, the energy
And
building.
it was very
Okay.
successful because we had a panel of veteran students to talk about their experience, and they were from the different campuses. We probably need to do a little bit more of that, but that was very successful. And the follow-up, just as an FYI, is that we have safe spaces on every campus. Some are bigger than others that we call vet centers. And I can give you examples of how they are partnering with the other student support services on the campus to ensure that the veteran students, have a positive experience. And that all evolved from those conversations.
And I know I've been to several events at the college, at each of the colleges in regard to veterans. It's been very
Right.
successful.
The student organizations are very, very active. And in some cases, they meet weekly, and they have all kinds, they come up with ideas for getting together, so.
Yeah, I met with one of those at South Campus. You had a Veterans Day celebration here about a year ago, and it was really interesting to hear that one president was giving the gavel to the next president, and they each said, without you and without the support of this Veterans Association, I wouldn't be here. So they're very, very important, very, very useful and helpful, and they make a difference.
Right. And just the information I shared with you, these are program services that are on every campus.
One other question. You mentioned the Hazelwood Act.
Yes, sir.
And there was some court cases and so forth, and Bill, you may know, but the Hazelwood Act, if you joined the service in Texas or you served here in Texas, you can actually go to school for free, is my understanding, or tuition free. What is the status of that? And do we run into it very much at TCC, and do you have any idea what the cost is to the college?
So we do have the Hazelwood exemption. I checked with David Jimenez, who's over financial aid and all those pieces. And we do honor the GI Bill, the Hazelwood. I don't know the exact amount. Just keep in mind, we waive tuition, but we still get contact hour reimbursement.
Okay, good, yeah.
Right. So it's a win-win for everybody, really.
Other questions? Thank you, and thank all of you who participate in this effort. I'm
Yeah, we have-
guessing we have some veterans in the room. Stand if you are, so we can acknowledge you. Anybody? No? You?
It's,
And
we have
Carl?
two, and
Two. That's good.
in spite of the cold. So we appreciate the support of the board because some of these resources are relatively new, and that's thanks to your support.
Very
Thank you.
important. Thank you. All right, we will go on to item number 6, consideration and approval of deductive change order for installation of classroom code blue system equipment on northeast, south, northwest, Trinity River East, and Offsite campuses of credit in the amount of $169,315.69. Ms. Petty,
I always love starting the evening giving you back money.
we like it too.
Yes, so this was a rescoping of some services that provided some efficiencies, and that's the reason for the deductive change order, and we're hoping you'll approve it. So we
Motion
can-
to approve.
Motion to approve.
Mr. Heed, seconded Dr. Patrick. Any questions, comments, concerns? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7, consideration and approval of deductive change order to the construction services contract for space renovation at the District Multipurpose Center in the amount of $452,650.31.
A little bit more, bigger contract, and again, hope you approve this so we can redeploy the funds.
Motion to approve
Move to approve.
by Mr. Heed, seconded by Dr. Patrick. Any questions? All those in favor, aye. Hello?
Aye.
You are so soft tonight. Thank you. Any opposed? Item number 8, consideration and approval of contract to provide construction services for storage building at the fire service training on Northwest Campus in the amount of $646,985. Ms. Petty?
Again, this is, we're constructing this building due to the donation of 2 fire engines that you might recall that we received at the Northwest Campus. It's a pre-engineered metal building, and it will accommodate these fire trucks that we have to have undercover to, we can't leave them out in the cold. So we're hoping you approve them since we have the fire trucks.
Motion to approve, Mr. Heed, seconded,
Second?
Mr. Greenhill. Any questions, comments? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 9, consideration and approval of cooperative purchasing network agreement to restore roofs per district-wide roofing assessment in the amount of $554,265.57. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Mr. Greenhill, second. Mr. Heed. Ms. Petty, any comments?
Many of you might recall this is a 10-year program in restoring these roofs. You might be interested to note that it usually costs us about 50% less to do this refurbishment versus a complete replacement, and we do get a 20-year warranty on these roofs. These are 2 of the once we do the assessment, we identify which ones are the most of need. This is one of the roofs at our South Campus in our building services warehouse, and the other one is at Northeast at our physical plant and warehouse.
Questions, comments? All those in favor, we have a motion and a second. Please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Again, if you're new to us, we have discussed and had a lot of questions and answers at the governance committee meeting, so please know that we have a lot of written material that we have access to, so please know that all of these items have been vetted. Item number 10, consideration and approval of indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity pool service authorization agreement for design services for Charleston State University space renovation in the West Fork Tower on Trinity River campus in the amount of $374,825.94. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Mr. Greenhill, seconded by Mr. Heed. Questions of Ms. Petty? Any comments that you'd like to make? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 11, consideration and approval of guaranteed maximum price contract amendment to provide construction services for Texas Academy of Biomedical Sciences space renovation in the West Fork Tower on Trinity River campus in the amount not to exceed $5 million. Motion to approve.
So
Dr.
moved.
Patrick.
Second?
seconded by Mr. Greenhill.
Ms. Petty, would you like to cover, isn't it true that the ISD is going to help pay for this? Is this part of
That is
that deal?
correct.
As to the $5 million is kind of split half and half, is
That's
it
right.
not?
The contract is with us, so that's why we're asking for approval of the entire contract, but we do have an agreement with the Fort Worth ISD to participate at 50% of this contract.
Okay.
Thank you.
Other questions, comments?
That is correct.
Of item number, I'm sorry, thank you. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Item number 12, consideration and approval of Microsoft structure. Thank you, Ms. Petty. Query language SQL server licenses in the amount of $149,364.60. Mr. Ragu.
This is a purchase of licenses to support the tools that we use to store information that support the technology for a lot of critical district processes like active apply, room scheduling, as well as advisement scheduling. So, the tool is called Microsoft Structured Query Language Server.
What?
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Mr. Greenhill, seconded by Dr. Morrison. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, thank you.
Item number 13, consideration and approval of Snap-on certification kits for Automotive Service Technology Program. Excuse me, in the amount of $111,874.23. Motion to approve.
So, second.
Motion by Mr. Heed, seconded by Mr. Greenhill. Dr. LeBlanc. Questions, comments? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? On with Snap-on.
Thank you. We're snapping.
This Snap is a
Snappy with
fabulous.
All right, Dr. McClendon.
Madam Chairman, Mr. Chancellor, trustees, good evening. This report covers for the first or fourth month of the fiscal year, and which we will look at things that are greater than 40%. Revenue to date is as expected. When you look at credit tuition, you will see a higher number, and that's because the majority of fall and spring has been recorded so far. Total income is 40.5%. We've looked at expenses. We've looked at all expenses greater than 40%. The majority of these items are encumbrances, and the overall education and general expenses are 34.3 versus a budget of 33%, which also includes encumbrances that benefit the future. All right. Okay, investments. This is, again, the month of December. We have an increase in cash of $28.8 million, giving us an ending balance of $151.8. If we look at our total securities, we see that there is a decrease of 0.2 mil, giving us an ending balance of 129.7. If we look at a total portfolio, we had a beginning balance of 252.8. We increased 28.6 mil with an ending balance of 281.4. Okay, our yield is 1.34. Our spread is compared to the T-bill is 0.18. And our WAM is 330 versus 365.
Any questions of Dr. McClendon?
Yes, sir, I was ready. And thank you for asking that question. I also have a 2-page on the market, but I won't do that unless asked. What happens is we receive, while we're on holiday, we receive $50 million of cash. So when we receive the $50 million of cash, go to the top. It goes into your investment pool that has the lowest rate of return. So right now in January, we'll reinvest it and we'll come back up.
Okay. With the change in the tax law, a lot of people supposedly paid their property taxes in advance by the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Have we seen that yet?
Well,
we don't get that for.
We will not get that, sir. What we do know is that during the holiday, we received about $50 million, which is according to schedule, and right now we're still on schedule. We will not know till probably in several months if we're ahead of schedule or not on the payments, because right now it's too early to determine.
Really?
You know, it is, because we've only had 3 months of payments. Right, we will see if we were to get more than we anticipated, because there are some that we would expect that, you know, there's always protests and there's always bankruptcy and stuff like that. But right now, we're on schedule so far.
But if people pay property tax, you know, before the end of January, you know, we'd have a extra month to make money on it.
Well, there's two concepts, sir. The thing is what you pay into the service and then what they pay into us. So we get paid by a program schedule. Because
Oh,
remember,
okay.
yes, sir. Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Question?
Other comments or questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Giovanni?
Yes, Doctors Capola, Blakenbaker, and LeBlanc have staff introductions. Bill?
Ms. Appleman, Dr. Giovannini, members of the board. I wish I could say I'm bringing a new person into our family, but Dr. DuPont has been with us some while. But we are excited that he is the new Vice President of Student Development at Southeast Campus. Before assuming this role, Dr. DuPont served as Director of Advising and Counseling at the Southeast Campus, and prior to that, Assistant Director of Advising and Counseling at the South Campus. Dr. DuPont also served as an adjunct psychology instructor for 13 years at the Northwest Campus. He earned a Ph.D. in Family Therapy from Texas Women's University and a Master's of Science Counseling Psychology from Angelo State University. He has also taught as adjunct faculty for Texas Wesleyan University and Tarleton State University. Dr. DuPont served for 22 years in K-12 public schools setting as the lead licensed specialist for school psychology, and in Grand Prairie and Arlington ISD, where he supervised school psychology and special education counseling staff. He is a licensed marriage and family therapist and a licensed specialist in school psychology. He is a member of the Dallas-Fort Worth Regional Association of School Psychologists and NACADA, National Academic Advising Association. Dr. DuPont has been named a finalist in 2014 and 15 for the Chancellor's Quarterly Employee Excellence Awards for its collaborative work with improving student support services. Dr. DuPont has a passion for working with students and staff and supporting their growth. I am so glad to have him on our campus. I am pleased to now introduce Dr. DuPont to you.
Guten Abend, Frau Appelman. I was told that's your first language. President Appelman, board members, Dr. Giovannini, Dr. Capola, I'm very grateful and honored to have been selected for this position. I've been excited to be a family member of TCC. One of the great things about TCC is the professional growth and development that you guys offer for your staff, and it's just great to be able to move up. As Dr. Capola said, I loved working at the Northwest Campus as an adjunct professor, and I couldn't wait to get here full time, so thank you for the opportunity.
Trina?
Mrs. Appelman, members of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Giovannini, and Provost LeBlanc. It's my pleasure to present to you Ms. Demesia Razzo, the newly named Director of Workforce Programs at the Center of Excellence in Aviation, Transportation, and Logistics. In this capacity, she's responsible for program management and staff supervision. Previously, Demesia served as the Coordinator of Academic Support Services for the Northwest Campus and as the Coordinator of Student Support Services and Deputy Title IX Officer for the Trinity River Campus. Before coming to Tarrant County College, Demesia worked for a local nonprofit agency that provided food and financial assistance and infant child clothing and supplies to individuals in Tarrant County. Demesia has over 19 years of experience in higher education, including serving as the Associate Director of Housing and Residence Life at Chapman University in Orange, California, and working in residence life at Ohio University in Athens, Ohio. She trained and supervised both professional and student staff. Demesia has also served as a faculty member. Her professional focus is to create environments for students that are welcoming and easy to navigate. After graduating from Seminole High School in Seminole, Texas, Demesia received her undergraduate degree in political science at St. Edward's University in Austin, Texas, and later her Master's of Education degree in College Student Personnel Services at Ohio University in Athens, Ohio. Demesia is in the process of completing her doctoral dissertation at the University of North Texas with a research interest in the administration of Title IX in higher education. Demesia is a court-appointed special advocate for foster children and volunteers in the community. Her honors include President's Award for Outstanding Contributions at Chapman University, Chancellor's Excellence Award for Access and Diversity at Tarrant County College, Citizen of the Year by the TCCD Police Department, and Outstanding Doctoral Student at the University of North Texas. I know you are as proud of her as I am, because Demesia also is a current TCC employee who has progressed in her career at our college. So please join me in welcoming Demesia Razzo in her new role.
Thank you so much. I love working at TCC. I started here in 2012, and last night I was at a ISD meeting, and I got the opportunity to talk about our aviation programs and things we can do for dual credit. But the other thing I always take an opportunity to talk about is the value that TCC provides not only to our community, but also the value that they afford in higher education in general. So I like to snag that in there when I can. So some things I know. I started working at the Seattle facility, kind of helping out there this summer in July. And so recently, Texas Workforce Commission came out with a report about the aerospace industry and aviation industries in North Texas. And I know that we're 7 in 10 jobs in North Texas for aerospace industry, and we're 6 in 10 for the aviation transportation industry. So those programs are really important to our local economy. And we're 8th in the nation for aviation and aerospace as the state of Texas. So again, what we do is really important up there, and I'm excited to be able to start to work with those programs. Not only the programs that we have on board, but also looking towards the future about what else we're going to be able to do in that facility. Aside from our programs, I'm excited to get to work with our students, and particularly our veteran students. So I was kind of glad we talked a little bit about them today. In our facility up at the Alliance, we have logistics, we have aviation maintenance, and our professional pilot programs. 50% of our students are on some kind of a veteran benefit up there. And so it's really important that we think about them and what we're doing for them. And personally, my maternal grandfather was a veteran Marine from World War II, and he worked, my roots are kind of in the field of aviation. He came home from the war, and he started working at Cessna Aviation. He was a manufacturer for a while there. And then he retired from a small manufacturing company. He was a machinist that worked on aerospace parts for aerospace industry. So that's what he did. My father is a veteran of the Vietnam War, and he came home from the war and began working for Mobil Oil. He was part of a racial quota program, one of the first Mexican Americans that worked for that company. And so those are kind of my roots, and what I think about in access and what we do at TCC are really important to me, and what my family has kind of taught me about the importance of that education. So I've worked in higher education, like my resume said, for almost 20 years. I've worked at a 4-year public institution, very large. I've worked at a very selective private liberal arts institution in California. And now I'm at TCC, and by far it's my favorite place I've ever worked. And the ability to think not only when I work with a student that I'm changing what they can be doing, but changing a whole trajectory of a family system is really important to me. So I find the work valuable, and I'm really excited to step into this role and see what will come next for us. Thank you.
So I'm very pleased to announce the appointment of Ms. Rebecca Griffith to the position of District Director of Admissions and Records. The Admissions and Records Office supports the campuses by ensuring students successfully navigate the required processing for admittance to the college, access grade, transcript, and other related services while enrolled, and secure the needed graduation and completion documentation required by employers and universities. Rebecca joined Tarrant County College in 2014 as a Northwest Campus Registrar, where she provided oversight of the admissions, registration, and records maintenance functions. She has nearly 20 years of progressive experience in higher education. That includes the roles of Director of Admissions and Records, Special Populations Assistant, and Assistant to the Academic Dean for the Lee College District in Baytown, Texas. In addition to her administrative experience, Rebecca has 13 years of experience as an adjunct instructor in face-to-face and online environments. She has earned degrees from Temple University. She has a bachelor degree in journalism, and Lamar University with a master's degree in educational technology leadership. Her professional affiliations include the Texas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers, in which she has served as a member and president of the Executive Committee, and as chair for the Community College Issues Committee. Rebecca currently serves as a member of the State and Regional Relations Committee for the American Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers. Please join me in extending a heartfelt welcome to Rebecca Griffith.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you, Dr. LeBlanc. I had the privilege of working under Dr. LeBlanc as the Northwest Registrar. I am very proud to say that I work in this capacity, first as a registrar and now as Director of Admission and Records here for one of the most outstanding districts, not just in Texas, but in the nation. So I'm very excited about going on to continue to improve what are some already good processes for domestic admission, international admission, VA processing, transcript evaluation, and other district-wide record services. I love the community college. I wouldn't want to be in any other level of higher education. I'm so impressed with our students and just amazed and grateful that I have the privilege of serving these students. Both of my children hold associate's degrees. My daughter is currently in our aviation maintenance program. She's been in that program less than 2 years, and sometime in the coming weeks she's already working as a flight simulator technician for a company at DFW and may have an opportunity to interview with Southwest Airlines in the coming weeks. Just bringing amazing opportunities to people like her. She goes to work every night as a sim tech at 11 p.m., gets off at 7 a.m., drives to Alliance Airport, goes to school for 6 hours, comes home, and does it all again. And many of our students have those kind of stories. But at age 30, her life is about to explode and change for the better. That's the kind of opportunity that I look forward to facilitating for our students.
Thank you.
Mrs. Alvin, I'd just like to highlight one activity over the month, and that was last Tuesday, the 9th, where the college spent the time in the Spring Academics Day at the Arlington Convention Center. What was significant really about that day, it's the first time the college has come together, faculty, staff, and students, to do substantive work related to addressing the 8 principles and highlighting 2 of those principles, both the Learning Commons principle and the instructional, integrated instructional environment. So the theme was learning inside the classroom and outside the classroom. And I was very, very pleased, impressed with the engagement, participation, and I think if that's any indication of the commitment that this college is making to those principles, we're well on our way to doing some really great things. So thank you. And I want to thank everyone that was involved in putting it together. It's no easy feat, I know. The day went wonderfully. First time that I have ever been to one of those where I think the room got bigger as the day went on. More people were showing up, so I don't know if people were calling back home and say, hey, this ain't that bad. Maybe you should come here. So it was all in all a very good day. So thank you all.
Thank you. We are going to go into closed session, but we do not anticipate any business to be voted on. So in essence, we're done. But I need to read this about closed session. Deliberation of real property, section 551.072 of the Texas Government Code. Deliberation on personnel matters, section 551. Texas Government Code, consultation with attorney, Section 551.071 Texas Government Code. Thank you all for coming. We'll see you next month.